Hey guys, Brad Danger here, and alright, serious question. When did buying a car start feeling like trying to buy a house in 2007? Because right now, something is just off. Not a little off, not prices are kind of high off. I'm talking full blown. Reality doesn't line up with the numbers off. Prices, they're weird. Inventory, it's weird. Dealers are acting weird, and somehow the cars nobody wanted 2 years ago are still sitting, while the stuff people actually want is either impossible to find or just stupidly expensive. And the wildest part, most people think this is normal. Well, guess what? It's not. This is the early stages of something way bigger. This is the car market crash of 2026. And yes, I know what you're all thinking. Bro, people have been saying this for like 3 years. Exactly. And they've been wrong until now, because this time, well, the foundation is actually starting to crack. Not headlines, not options. So after a few days of research, well, I want to break it down for you. And real quick, you can change your life by getting entered for free, 100 free entries, to get this Mark V Supra or a Shelby GT350 plus $100,000 in cold hard cash. I've linked to it all in the pinned first comment. Yes, there's only days left of this giveaway, and I am giving them away plus cash. So click that link down there, get 100 free entries, and let's all break this down. Because first off, we have to talk about used car prices, because for the last few years, they've been completely disconnected from reality. Cars that should have been 15 grand were selling for 25. Trucks with 100,000 miles were being marketed like appreciating assets. And dealerships, they were printing money. Markups on literally everything, add-ons nobody asked for, market adjustments like it was some kind of luxury experience that a Corolla is the sticker and then there's more money on top of it. That energy, well, it's gone quietly without a big dramatic moment. Used car prices have started slipping, not crashing overnight, but bleeding. And slow bleeds are more dangerous than crashes because people ignore them. And here's what makes this different. It's not happening evenly. Some cars are dropping fast. Others are stuck in this weird limbo where sellers are pretending nothing has changed, which makes the whole market feel confusing. And confusing, well, kills confidence. Let's start with what's getting hit first. Electric cars. And this one is brutal because EVs went from hype cycle to reality check almost overnight. Just a year ago, people were fighting over these things. Now you can find lightly used EVs sitting discounted, ignored. We're talking cars losing 5, 10, sometimes 15 grand in a year. That's not normal depreciation. That's panic. And it's happening because EVs broke one of the most important rules in the car world. They age like technology, not like cars. Every new model gets more range, better charging, better software, which makes last year's version feel outdated immediately. Stack that with battery anxiety, charging limitations, insurance costs going up, and suddenly buyers hesitate. And when buyers hesitate, prices drop fast. But EVs are just the warning sign. The real problem is financing, because this is where the entire system starts to crack. Interest rates right now are brutal, not a little higher. We're talking numbers that completely change affordability. That same car you could comfortably afford a few years ago now costs you hundreds more per month, and people are stretching to make it work. Longer loans, bigger payments, more risk. We're seeing 72, even 84-month loans becoming normal. That's not buying a car, that's committing to it for almost a decade. And here's the issue, cars depreciate. They always have. So now you've got millions of people locked into loans on cars that are losing value faster than they can pay them down. That's called being underwater. And it's spreading quietly every month. More people owing more than their car's worth, which means they can't sell, they can't trade, they're stuck. And when enough people get stuck, the market freezes. Now add the next layer, supply. Remember the chip shortage? Remember when nobody could get a car? That's over. Manufacturers caught up, production ramped back up, and now cars are showing up again. Lots are filling up, inventory is building, and suddenly that rare car isn't rare, it's just overpriced. Dealers are starting to feel it. Cars sitting longer, floor plan costs stacking up, pressure building. So what happens? They start adjusting. Small discounts at first, then bigger ones, then incentives. And once discounts become normal, the illusion of high prices breaks. But here's where it gets messy, because not everyone adjusts at the same time. Some sellers drop prices quickly, others hold, and that creates a standoff. Buyers wait, Sellers wait, nothing moves until someone breaks, and when one breaks, others follow because nobody wants to be the last one holding an overpriced asset. And yes, a car can absolutely become an overpriced asset, especially when it was bought at peak pricing. Win a Mark V Supra with that twin turbo straight six, or a Shelby GT350 with that screaming flat plane crank V8 Plus. Hit the pinned comment right now and grab your 100 free entries before they're gone. Good skill. Now let's talk about the part nobody wants to admit. A huge chunk of this market was built on emotion, not logic. People weren't just buying cars to drive, they were buying status, they were buying identity, they were buying the feeling of, I made it. And that works until the math stops working. Because once the payment feels heavy, once the resale value drops, once the excitement fades, reality hits hard. And when that happens at scales, you don't get a slow correction. You get a shift in behavior. People stop upgrading. They hold on to what they have. They delay purchases. They disappear from the market, and demand drops. That's the trigger. Now here's the illusion still floating around. There are still cars listed at peak prices, trucks, performance cars, luxury SUVs, stuff that screams, I'm worth a lot. But if you actually watch those listings, they're not moving. They're just sitting weeks, months, sometimes longer. And sellers, they're anchored to the past. They remember what the market was, not what it is. But markets don't care about memory, they care about transactions. And right now, transactions are slowing. That's the signal. Once sellers accept that, prices move fast. And when prices move fast, confidence disappears. Buyers wait for better deals. Sellers panic, and the cycle feeds itself. That's how you go from slow bleed to acceleration. Now let's be clear, this doesn't mean every car is about to become cheap overnight. That's not how this works. Certain cars will hold limited production, truly special vehicles stuffed with real demand and limited supply. Those are more stable, but the average car, the stuff most people are actually financing, that's where the pressure is building, that's where the cracks are forming, and that's where the biggest drops happen, because average buyers are the most sensitive to payments. And payments are getting worse, not better. Now here's the part nobody wants to hear. We are still early. This isn't the bottom. This is the shift, the transition from peak confidence to uncertainty, and uncertainty slows everything down. So what does that mean? It means patience wins, because the best deals don't show up when everyone feels confident. They show up when people feel uncomfortable, when sellers are motivated, when inventory builds, when prices don't feel stable. That's when opportunity shows up quietly, without hype, without headlines. Just a listing that's priced lower than it should be because someone finally gave up, and that's where smart buyers step in. But most people won't wait. They never do. They'll convince themselves this is as good as it gets. They'll finance something they shouldn't. They'll lock into a payment that feels fine today and heavy tomorrow. And they'll do it because they think prices are only going one direction, up. That belief is what created this mess, and it's what has to break. So yeah, the car market crash, it's not going to look like a movie. It's not one big dramatic moment. It's a series of small adjustments, price drops, longer listings, more incentives, more hesitation, until suddenly the market doesn't feel strong anymore. It feels fragile. And once that feeling spreads, everything changes. So if you're paying attention, if you're watching the signals, if you're not caught up in the hype, the next 12 months could be one of the best buying windows you've ever seen. Or you could ignore all of this and just assume everything's fine and overpay right before the real drop. It's your call. Or you could just get rid of your car payment altogether by getting 100 free entries to win this Fast and Furious inspired Mark V Supra or a Shelby GT350. Plus, we're giving away $100,000 in cold hard cash. I'm giving you 100 free entries. Click the pinned first comment down below. I'm Brad Danger. This is Ideal. Like, subscribe. Check out some of these Ideal vids over here. And promise me one thing. Keep living the ideal lifestyle.